They do not wear name badges. They do not give interviews. You cannot find them on social media. They vanish from any frame before you even have time to focus. And they all live for one goal: to protect the most secretive and most dangerous man on the planet, Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea. The world knows much about him, his travels, his missiles, his threats. But few know about the invisible army behind him, an elite force of bodyguards whose training, loyalty, and secrecy have no equivalent anywhere in the world. This force is not just security. It is a fanatical machine of protection, built into 3 concentric layers, where every step, every glance, every movement is part of a meticulously pre-planned survival strategy in which there is no room for error. Meet Kim Jong-un's personal security detail. More precisely, Unit Number 974. This is not just a special forces team. It is a closed caste created back during the time of his grandfather, Kim Il-sung. Their task is not merely to guard the leader, but to be his shadow, his shield, his mirror. Just as the brain is protected by the skull, so is the North Korean leader surrounded by a multi-layered security system that is nearly impossible to breach. Unit Number 974 reports solely to the Central Military Commission and to Kim himself. The selection process for this unit begins with a family background check. Loyalty is not measured in words, but in DNA. Candidates are vetted back through 5 generations. Any connection to unreliable elements, even among distant ancestors, leads to immediate disqualification. Then comes physical criteria. The most massive individuals are not selected. Preference is given to those of average build, identical height, approximately the same as Kim, so that in the event of an assassination attempt, it becomes more difficult for the enemy to identify him. Their clothing and hairstyles are also standardized. In the crowd around the leader, everyone looks nearly the same, and Kim Jong-un often blends into his protectors like a shadow. Physical training matches the toughest military academies. Obstacle running, full contact sparring, shooting from moving platforms, firing by sound, navigating in total darkness. One of the most shocking stages is live grenade training. Candidates are taught to react to threats within seconds, to shield the leader with their own bodies, deflect attacks, and move him to safety. Every action is drilled to the level of instinct, but that is only the tip of the iceberg. One of the most secret elements is their psychological conditioning. Every member of Kim's security team is not just a follower of orders, he is fanatically devoted to the leader. They are taught not just to obey, but to believe. In their minds, Kim is not a man, but a living embodiment of the state. This results in total submission, zero questioning, absolute silence during missions. They do not smile, they do not greet outsiders, they do not engage in conversation. Their job is to be the background, a silent background from which a deadly response can emerge at any moment. Their work begins long before Kim appears in public. Several hours ahead of his visit, the location is completely isolated. All windows facing the route are inspected or covered. People may be evacuated. Electronics are shut down. The inner security circle checks every staircase, every rooftop, every trash container. Only after everything is cleared does Kim appear, in an armored Mercedes-Benz, accompanied by his motorcade arranged in precise formation. His car never goes first. It may be second, it may be third, or it may be empty. Sometimes, instead of the convoy, a vintage Soviet armored train is used, with opaque, completely impenetrable cars. During public appearances, the guards form a live funnel around Kim. They walk beside him, half a step behind and to the sides, constantly watching the crowd, the movements, the random faces. Their hands are not merely free, they are equipped with concealed devices. Some even hypothesize that certain members wear implanted sensors in their suits to detect electromagnetic emissions, lasers, drones, and other threats. One of the most talked about moments is Kim's famous walk through Pyongyang, during which his bodyguards ran alongside his car, forming a human shield. This was not a publicity stunt. It was a message. Our leader is always protected, even from the air. Beyond the outer ring, there is also an inner one. This is the so-called invisible service, an unseen guard unit that does not accompany Kim in public, but is always nearby. In hotels, meeting rooms, even palace corridors. They dress like waiters, officials, or cleaners. But each of them is a hand-to-hand combat expert and a sniper-level marksman. These individuals are responsible for reacting within 2 to 3 seconds. Their job is to eliminate a threat before it can become dangerous. It is also important to understand that Kim's security is not only protection from the outside world, it is internal control as well. Everyone in his circle is under surveillance. Ministers, generals, even doctors. If any of them shows even the slightest doubt, they may disappear. And the guards know, anyone who steps closer than allowed risks being eliminated without warning, even if it is the Minister of Defense. Sometimes Kim tests his bodyguards personally. He knows that those who protect him must not just be strong, they must be flawless. One guard who stumbled during a parade was never seen again in public. His name was erased from the records. His fate, unknown. This level of control, fear, and fanatical loyalty makes Kim Jong-un's security detail unique in the world. Unlike the protection around the President of the United States or even Vladimir Putin, Kim has no public officers giving statements, no memoirs, no leaks. This structure is silent, and that is precisely why it is one of the most effective. Every year, the threat level grows. Drones, lasers, cyber attacks. But the protection adapts. In the year 2023, drone interceptors were seen at North Korean parades. Their job is to shoot down objects approaching the secure zone. They are operated by the same men who once ran beside the car. Now they are in the air. But the main question remains, do these people protect Kim from an external enemy or from the people themselves? In a totalitarian system, the greatest threat often does not come from outside, but from within. And that is the true purpose of this elite force, to be the final line of defense not just for a physical body, but for an entire regime. They are the living barrier between dictatorship and reality. And as long as they are near, Kim Jong-un is untouchable. Or at least, that is what he wants to believe. It is difficult to determine exactly how much it costs to maintain Kim Jong-un's security. North Korea has no open budgets, and any figures are speculative at best. However, experts estimate that between $500 million and $1 billion are allocated annually for the supreme leader's personal protection. In a country gripped by extreme poverty, this is an astronomical sum. But Kim's security is not just about protecting one man. It is the insurance policy for the entire political system. It is the core around which state deception, the personality cult, and the fear that keeps millions in line all revolve. Every element, from the armored Mercedes-Benz vehicles purchased through third-party countries to the rare Swiss watches with built-in satellite trackers worn by officers of Unit Number 974, cost tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Unit Number 974 is constantly evolving. Young recruits come in, senior members move into shadowy roles, or disappear entirely. No one knows the exact number of personnel in the unit, but estimates range from 2,000 to 5,000 individuals. Only a small fraction are visible to the public. The rest remain in the shadows, in bunkers, or in reserve. Some accompany the leader during trips incognito, as engineers, technicians, or interpreters. But all of them belong to a single army, an army whose existence is barely acknowledged officially, yet feared even by generals.